Welcome back, Fellowship of Filmmakers. So, we actually have, here, let me show you. We have everything in order, right? And then sometimes what I end up having to do is kind of jump and edit. So like I was editing the beginning, and then I'd come back and kind of work on the story. All these missing sections are waiting for the narrator. So I have someone who's doing the narration, so I send him a script. Let's see. So here's kind of like part of this is the updated script, I think. Yeah. So these are all just lines, and basically in this documentary, the narrator's job is to the only thing I can always compare it to is having like a quilt. So if you had like two different quilts, you want to make one patchwork quilts, let's say, and so the narrator's basically, he has to connect the different sections. So like this section is on here. So this section talks about,
they're also valuable because they're also earned,
about associates, and then it goes to requirements to be a made man. So an associate is somebody who's like not a made man, but works with the mob, and so, you know, associated with the mob. So I need a line that basically gets the viewer from this to here. And one way to do that would be just to put like a title thing that said, you know, how to be a made man or something. But I didn't want to go that route. So in this one, let's see what's the timestamp is. 12:06. So then we have 12:04. So it says Frank, his family and heritage fulfills the first requirement to become a made man, and then it goes into the requirements to be a made man. And that also, the nice thing too about having the narrator is the main character, which is Frank Balistrieri, otherwise known as Big Frank or the Mad Bomber. It's hard to make the information that's coming in, so it's like we're talking about, here's something from another movie, like snapshots I could kind of take from their setup here. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's hard to like, okay, so now we're talking about the, I don't know what you call that, organizational chart of the Mafia, but then it's like, well, we also have to keep Frank as the main character, so I don't want to go on a tangent. I want to make it so it's like, oh well, Frank had to work his way up, so it says, you know, Frank being Italian allowed him to be a member, but he had to still earn his place as a soldier. So yeah, that's just the route I took with this one. Really 90% of the narration is from the two interviews, and majority of which is coming from you know, this one really long interview I did, and then so this was like a couple hours, and then this one was probably about an hour, this interview. So yeah, now we actually have, like I said, the audio's locked. I've already been doing some screen stuff, so like some images early on. Again, I do this when I get bored, so here's like, I don't know if I showed this already. Here's like a newspaper, and I'll probably post this separately, but like, so he introduces the main character, and then we go into basically a form of almost like a trailer prepping, you know, an intro to the documentary. And this was done in After Effects, and it just used a template, which is kind of funny because I got like a lot of compliments on this, and granted I'd add music, but like, the time-consuming part is I had my wife go in and actually, here, because originally this is supposed to be just for this is just supposed to be for sale online, but the guy wants to do film festivals now, and so here you can see my wife had to like go in and actually transcribe newspapers, so even like here where you can barely see it, like that's all actual newspaper articles Unfortunately, because they're old papers, they weren't already online, so I had to go, and my wife had to transcribe it from a photo that was online in the newspaper archives to there. So, yeah, we're almost there. The goal is to get it done by the end of the week. The problem is I have a couple other gigs coming in, so we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, yeah, we'll keep you updated when the video's done.